Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with a brand new brew review. Now after a few non-alcoholic beverages, I thought it was about time to have another decent beer. And since we are enjoying the last few rays of sun here in Belgium, I'd like to go down south again before I get my hands on another Belgian beer. Now today we will be having another Spanish doble malta or double grain bill beer, in this case the Voll Damm. Now Voll Damm is in fact a Märzen beer. Now a Spanish Märzen beer, where have we heard that before? Indeed, yeah, you are right. After Turia's wobbly start in 1935, it still managed to conquer Valencia in the early 50s. Now I wonder, when was Voll Damm released? It says here right on the can, desde 1955. So 1955. But actually Damm launched the Voll Damm in 1953, so I think it is safe to say that the Damm brewery saw the success that Turia had and decided to surf along on that wave. Now besides, Märzen is but a name, and the popularity of Doble Malta beers had started decades before that. So originally, Voll Damm was only brewed between October and March, like a real Märzen beer in the olden days. But following its success, they started brewing it throughout the entire year in 1955. So that's where the 1955 came from. And not much has changed since. The name Voll Damm, however, is, as you probably figured, just Damm from the brewery, with the prefix Voll being German for full, referring to its full, rich flavor profile and mouthfeel. After all, double the malt bill, and in this case that's various kinds of malted barley, rice and corn, means a lot of starches and sugars, and this also results in a beer brewed to around 17 degrees Plato. And seeing that the end product has 7.2% ABV, that means around 2.5% Plato worth of sugars left. So even just in theory, I can imagine this beer having a very full mouthfeel and a very full body indeed. On top of that, Voll Damm also has quite the hop bill. Early on in the cooking step, 3 bitter hops are added, namely Nugget, Magnum and Hallertau Taurus. And later on, a classic Hallertau is added for aroma, which should actually result in a rather dry finish and some flowery and spicy aromas. So up until now, on paper, this beer sounds like something I would really enjoy. And on top of all that, it also has a lovely vintage look with its deep dark green can or label for the bottles, with a combination of white main text, red details and some subtle gold woven in between. I'd say so far so good. Now let's see if this meets my expectations as well. I can immediately tell you that it does have a lot of aroma. Even from this distance, I already smell it. Yeah. First off, check out that color. I would say this is some, yeah, some orangey golden beer. Quite clear, quite light as well. I would have expected this to be a bit darker, but I know I have said that about other Doble Maltas in the past, so why am I still surprised? Some slightly off-white foam, nice mixed density bubbles, mixed bubble sizes, but quite dense foam. A lot of purling inside the glass, so nicely carbonated. Like I said, beautiful color. Yeah, Absolutely lovely. Oh, surprising fragrance. First, I had a bit of malt, a bit of rather sweet, not sugary, not syrupy, but slightly sweet smells, like grainy smells actually, like a bakery in the morning. But immediately thereafter, I do get a lot of spicy scents and even a bit of yeah, slightly smoked fragrance. Now I do believe that they use the Hallertau malts or hops. I mean that they actually heat it up a bit to give it a slightly burnt aroma. But that's hearsay. I do see that the can says Taurus and Brassage. Brassage means, yeah, actually heated, or Braga means embers. So there was some fire involved with the hops, which is not conventional at all if you think about it. They did use some toasted malts as well, but I haven't read anything about smoked malts, so I do think that is, yeah, just aroma. I even get a bit of tobacco in there, and some nice herbs actually, a bit like thyme and sage, even though those aren't added in the beer, so that should be all hop aromas. Up until now, a very, very interesting beer, a very surprising beer as well. But I must say that Damm is a very decent brewery, and I do love the Estrella Damm, for example. Not to be confused with the Estrella Galicia, that's a different beer. But nonetheless, yeah, let's dive right in. Let's have a taste. Cheers, you guys. Oh, very nice. Um, Even in that first sip, there is a constant fight, a constant mixture between the slightly sweet, actually not that sweet at all, but slightly sweet, and the bitter. So it is a battle between the malts and the hops, absolutely. It is relatively dry, it just has that tiny sweet edge around the corner, that tiny sweet binding around the edges, let's say. But overall, it is a quite bitter, a quite dry beer. Even in that first sip, I get those spicy notes from the Hallertau hops. Actually, really comes in like a special Belge or like a amber beer. Be it a bit smoother, and it does have, as expected, a very full body, a very full mouthfeel. It caters to all the crevices and all the parts of the mouth, all the parts of the tongue. We do get some sweet, we do get some bitter, a bit of sour even. It is decently carbonated, and even the salty part of the tongue and the throat is being catered for, or catered to, because of those spicy aromas and those herbal aromas. So this is a very, very well balanced beer. And like I said, it's very sweet and dry. Now, as we all know, flavors tend to work together. Contrast or complement is key. And just like we have sweet and sour or sweet and salty, yeah, here all flavors work together perfectly. So yeah, I'm genuinely impressed. And even in the aftertaste, it is quite a contradiction because I do get that dry, bitter, and the sweet at the same time. Again, sweet not from sugar directly, but I'm guessing from the caramel malts or from the caramels. Yeah, very nice. Again, that herbal component is ever present. You guys know by now that I absolutely love that combo, especially the dry part. So yeah, over to the scoring, the verdict. Like I said, I do love this beer. I love the color, nice head of foam. Now, of course, I have been swirling it around. I do know that I do that very often. Nice head of foam, very lovely fragrance. Yeah, still has. It has a very nice, quite complex palate. Again, something I really love. I must admit that this is not my, or this wouldn't be my everyday beer. But hey, when in Rome, or when in Barcelona in this case, because it's a Catalan beer, yeah, I am compelled to give this a 3.75 out of 5. Absolutely a 7.5 at least, just because it's so beautifully brewed. And like I said, I do love the combination of dry and sweet, and the fact that they managed to squeeze in that slightly salty, that slightly herbal component. Yeah, beautifully brewed, beautifully done. And especially because I didn't expect to love this beer. So yeah, very pleasantly surprised. Now I am gonna leave it at that, and well, I am almost out, but I'm still gonna enjoy this last bit. As usual, if you guys like this video, let me know down in the comments, hit that thumbs up. If you want to support the channel, just share my videos somewhere and let's grow this community. If you like this video and want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and you'll be the first to know whenever I upload something, which should be every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. All right, see you guys on Wednesday. Cheers.